As a coach, overcoming imposter syndrome is one of the things that holds a lot of us back. We can't show up, we can't show our voice, we can't help those that need our help because we don't feel confident enough in our own skin to show up and do that. In today's episode, I want to focus on how to overcome imposter syndrome and what actually leads you to feeling this sense of feeling like an imposter. So let's keep it simple. Why do you feel like an imposter and you're trying to show up as your coach, as an online coach, or a whatever specialty? Simple. Right now, you feel like an imposter because there's a gap between the old version of you, aka the person who's not the successful coach, to the new version of you, aka the successful coach. So why do I keep it this simple? Well, the reason why I say I keep it this simple and I say the new version, the successful coach version, is if you are like me, then you're probably looking at other coaches. You're watching them, seeing how you can improve, how you can get better, how you can get nice in actually building and running your business. But then you do this thing in your mind where you compare yourself to those people. It's like, oh my God, they got this, they got the great edits, they got the great camera quality, the great angles, their content's doing the numbers, understanding, like, you feel cringe because you're not there where they need to be. You're still over here in this old version, but you're trying to compare this version of you to this new version of you. You feel like an imposter because there's that huge gap between the two versions of you. And the only thing that separates this version from that version is the actions, the thoughts, and the emotions. Because this person thinks a certain way, this person acts a certain way, and this person feels a certain way. Same thing with the old version of you. You think a certain way, you act a certain way, and you feel a certain way, right? And so what you need to do is start to visualize and experience life as this successful coach. So there's certain things, certain activities, there's certain activities, certain confidence comes from actually just taking action and you showing up every day. And so you need to get clear on what actions that you need to take every day to be like this person. How do you need to think, aka why you're here, right? You're here because you want to learn how to think like a better marketer, salesperson, or a better coach. You need to change how you think, and you need to feel new emotions associated with that. You feel uncomfortable and not as a expert in your field because you haven't shown up enough as that person, right? There's that uncomfortableness that comes from you being you, in a sense of you're not there yet, right? And so in order to feel those emotions, and emotions usually come a little later, a lot of us are a lot afraid, you have to take action. You have to be willing to fail, right? You become the expert through your failures. Let me say it again. You become the expert through your failures, because only after doing something wrong and you're able to understand why you did that thing wrong and fix it, well, you will be able to do the exact same thing for your clientele. Someone who's a new coach who hasn't taken any challenges or failed enough won't be able to solve those specific problems that their clientele is facing because they haven't gone through the experience. They won't feel relatable, they won't feel authentic, and it won't be congruent. And the key thing with your content is, and you just showing up and overcoming imposter syndrome, is congruency. You actually being the person that you say that you are. And that requires you to actively work on this person over years. Now, you may not feel it 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years, but over time, you will. You will become this person as you adopt the actions, the thoughts, and the emotions associated with that person. So if you're looking to overcome your imposter syndrome, start to change the actions and the thoughts and the emotions. You change the actions by adopting the habits that these successful coaches do, what they need to do, aka you should be creating content. I realize that I'm creating content because I understand that's the action I need to take. Your thoughts. Now, if you are losing in here in your own mind before you even take action, the likelihood of you taking action is very low. So you need to start to condition your brain to a new pattern of thinking, a new way of thinking. And for example, versus I suck at content to I'm getting better over time with content and I'll become an expert over 5 years and invest in time, right? You need to start changing the language. And as you change your language, you start to change with it. And so, but the emotion part is you can So this gets a little to spirituality and quantum physics, blah 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 blah. I'm not going to spend this episode talking about, but you can feel a state of emotion for an event before it even happens. Now you're probably asking me how. This is not the video. It gets pretty complex, but understanding that you can feel and act and think as a successful coach right now in this moment if you understand that version of you that you need to be. And I don't want to get too much into the woohoo, but I wanted to just kind of really emphasis on that. So, in order for you to overcome imposter syndrome, start to take actions associated with what you need to do. Do it anyways. If you feel fair, do it anyways. That's a sign. That's exactly why you need to do it. You start to change your thoughts. Consume content. Find your favorite coaches. Find the people that you want to emulate and become better and be like. But don't get so caught up in trying to be like them that you forget to be yourself. Because at the end of the day, people do business with people that they like. And the only way for you to show up as the most authentic version of you is to accept you and accept yourself. Once you can do that, then the imposter syndrome gets less because like I'm accepting that at the end of the day, you're going to love me or you're going to hate me. Either or, I don't really care. I'll work with the ones that love me, and I'll beat and I'll not beat. Sorry, guys. I won't focus on the people who don't love me. Right at the end of the day, because your job isn't to make everyone like you. Your job is to show up and let your light shine, and not to hide or dim yourself, because you have a voice and it matters. So if you're looking to start and scale your online coaching business, um, uh, feel free to like, subscribe, and comment below. And keep consuming content with me. My goal is to give out the information. Let me know if this is all making sense. Let me know if there's something specific that I can help with you with. If I can, great. If I can't, then I will direct you to the right resources. But on that note, you guys have a blessed and wonderful day. I shall see you at the top, and I will see you in the next video.